Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to Do Station with another video. I hope you are good, healthy, and enjoying your life. You are learning well, and my efforts are helping you. So we are covering our series on fundamental concepts in HSE. We are understanding the key terminologies, important terminologies of HSE. So today, with some new terminologies, which are basically related to managerial aspects or administrative aspects of the HSE. They are very important, but especially for those who want to excel in this field or want to be a manager, a successful manager. So basically, today we will cover what is the HSE policy, what are the HSE procedures, what are the method statements, safe work method statements, and then what are HSE rules and regulations or protocols, and what are the HSE trainings, and what is meant by a safe system of the work. So these are the terminologies we will cover today. So let's start them. And also, if you have any feedback, any suggestions, please do share with me. So I would try to include them as well. So let's move. Welcome to presentation, everyone. We are covering our series on fundamental concepts in HSE, and it is a part 8 of that series. So let's look at the introduction of today's topic. We know that these concepts that we are covering basically are very important terminologies in HSE, and a good understanding is very important for any practitioner. So he can be more effective, more productive in the field. So let's look which terminologies we are going to learn today. So today, what I have grouped the terminologies are basically related to the administrative side of HSE or managerial side. Basically, HSE management system concepts are from the HSE management system. So these are very important for anyone who want to excel in the field and want to become a manager or looking for that. So these concepts are very important for those individuals. So today we will cover what is the HSE organization's HSE policy, then what are the HSE procedures, method statement, HSE protocol rules, then what are the HSE trainings, and then what is the safe system of work. So these are the very critical and important concepts, very comprehensive concepts basically. So let's start them. So now let's first understand what are the HSE policies. So before going into the HSE policy, we understand what are the policies that organizations make on different subjects or matters. So let's first define it. A policy is a clear written statement outlining organizations' intentions, responsibilities, and arrangements for achieving goals and objectives set for the specific matter. So our policies are basically that organizations make are written documents, not normal one, but legal and social obligations. Obviously, there are financial factors are also included, but that are more of the internal to the organization. Every organization wants to be profitable, so they make policies to achieve those. But the major factors, core factors, are legal and social obligations. What are they? The society where we are working or living are basically there are some norms, customs, so we have to follow them. We have to respect them, and also the where we are working there are some legal frameworks we must follow or comply with. So these are basically the two driving forces due to which we have to make a policy. So policy is not an option, rather an obligation or legal requirement. So that is why we make the policy. So first thing. Second thing, what are they? So in a policy on the basically these are the special matters which are covered under the legal frameworks and social frameworks. So that is why we have to make them the policies on them. So what is the policy now? The content of the policy, the minimum, there are three components basically. Number one, statement of intent. The statement of intent is basically we have to tell in the written that what are our intentions about a specific matter, what is our understanding about it, and what we think about it. So in writing we have to tell that clearly this is a consent type thing, that on a specific matter these are our intentions, this is our understanding, and this is how we think about it. Number one. Second, once this is done, this is we call statement of intent, and you see the different policies, one pager written on the wall. These are basically general goals and objectives about that matter in the written form. Then the second component is basically the organization. So now we have to tell this is we have to tell that these were our intentions. Now now we will organize them. So in the organization, what we have to do, number one, we have to tell in writing that about that matter, These are the specific responsibilities we think we owe them, and we must fulfill them. So we have to tell what are the responsibilities that our organization thinks are on his shoulder and must comply with. Second, then how you will organize them. Who will be the responsible? So chain of command or designated roles and responsibilities to make sure that those responsibilities are fulfilled in accordance with the requirements. So this was the second section. So what is the third section? Third section is basically the arrangements and the administration. So in the arrangements, now we have to tell them, okay, now we told you the what are our thinking about this. Then we told them what are the responsibilities. Now how we will achieve them? What will be the arrangements that we will do to make sure that we complete or fulfill those responsibilities? So this is called arrangement. So in the arrangement procedures, there come different type of resources, human resources, financial resources. So whatever we will do, so these are the arrangements. Then the last part is basically administration. Then how we are going to implement these uh, arrangements, or how we are going to administrate them is called administration of them. So this is a policy document in which on a specific matter we tell in the writing what are our thinking or understanding, what are our responsibilities, who will be responsible to fulfill these responsibilities, and then the arrangements, what we are going to do and how we will do. So so this document is called basically policy. So now let's look at the HSE policy. The same way now, that is the organization's official document that first describe the intentions or understanding on about the HSE, what we think about the HSE. Then we tell them what are the responsibilities on our shoulder and who will be the responsible to fulfill them. And then we tell in writing that what will be the arrangements that we will do and how we will do. So this document is called basically HSE policy. So let's conclude our HSE policy. So basically it is a written document in which we write down that what are our goals, aims and objectives related to the health, safety and environment issues. And then what is our vision and mission, means how we are going to fulfill those or achieve those goals, aims and objectives. Okay, now let's understand what are the HSE procedures. So basically, HSE procedures are the written document that outlines the steps or actions that we are going to take to make sure that all the HSE goals and objectives are achieved successfully. Or simply saying that it is this the HSE procedures are the documents that outline the guidelines that we will follow to make sure that our HSE policy is implemented successfully and effectively at our workplace. Let's understand the example. So let's say in the policy we have a goal that all the emergencies must be controlled effectively. So for that we develop an emergency response procedure in which we mention all the steps or actions that we will take to make sure that we control the emergencies effectively. Like in the case of fire, so we need some, first we describe, so we need a good communication system, effective communication system, alarm system. Then we say that we need evacuation plan, so we develop it. Then we say that we need A, B, C, D, E equipments or installations to fight the fire. Then we need to train our people, etc. So this way, so we step by step tell all the actions or guide actions that we are going to take to meet that requirement. So basically the procedure is basically the document in written form that is developed to achieve our goals and objectives mentioned in HSE policy. Okay, now let's understand what are the method statements. So method statements are basically a written document that outline the steps or actions that we are going to take to ensure that any specific activity or job is conducted or executed safely. So basically method statement is also a procedure, but the scope is limited to single job, and also the details in this procedure is more technical and in-depth. In the HSE procedure, basically we were the scope was broader. We were addressing the whole goal or objective of the HSE, and in the method statement, we are focusing on a single activity and the details are more technical and in depth. So let's understand with example. Let's say we have work at height. So we develop a method statement to make sure that our work at height activity is conducted safely. So we will outline all the steps that we are going to take that will ensure that our work at height activity is conducted safely. Like here we will tell technically that which type of platform we need. Then we need a permit and who will be the person who will issue the permit. Then what is the minimum qualification or experience level to conduct this activity? Then what are the minimum required PPEs? What will be the standard of that PPEs? So these in this form. So these are basically the actions or steps that we are going to take. These are which are more technical and in detail to control our activity. So basically the method statement is what is method statement is also procedure. Scope is limited to the single activity and gives us all the actions or steps that we take to make sure that our activity is conducted safely. Similarly, for confined space entries, hot work activities, so any activity that requires which are critical, so we develop a method statement. Okay, now let's understand what are the HSE protocols. Basically, HSE protocols are general site rules or organizations rules and regulations that workers follow. These are basically to manage or control the behavior of the worker so that they behave safely at workplace, and we achieve our HSE goals and objectives. Like we implement the site access controls, like sign in is mandatory, sign out is mandatory when you are going to the site or to the business. Then smoking protocol, you are not allowed to smoke in the offices or the at site, but you can smoke in the designated areas only. Then PPEs are mandatory to go to the site, like hard hats, safety shoes, goggles, etc. So these are basically what are these? These are general guidelines that outline the expected behavior that organization expects from the workers. So the workers or individuals behave safely. Okay, so now let's understand what are the HSE trainings. The educational programs or activities intended to improve the worker's knowledge, skills, behavior, and attitude, so he can perform his job safely and effectively. So basically, in the training, basically the workers are what our activities they are doing. So related to those activities, we conduct the trainings for the workers, so they better know, they have better knowledge, they have better skills, they have better understanding about the situations that may cause harm. So make sure that our workers are competent. So we conduct different types of training. Similarly, for the new people or visitors on the site, we conduct induction and orientation trainings, in which we tell the workers or individuals that what are the hazards here, what are the rules and regulations they are supposed to follow. So in case of any emergency, what they are going to do. So all the topics all the issues that we cover in the HSE, we train people about them so they understand them well. So there are basically internal trainings that we conduct internally, or there are third party. There are good reputed organizations, specialized organizations which are specialized in specific topics or fields. So we send our people there, like scaffolders, like working at heights. So they trained our people. Then there are some trainings maybe from the government which are mandatory. So these trainings are basically programs that are intended to increase workers' knowledge, awareness, and the attitude. Also, these trainings are basically conducted in a safer environment, not because he is not usually he is not at the site location, so hazards are minimum in the environment in which the trainings are conducted. So now let's understand what is the safe system of work. Basically, the safe system of work is a formal and structured process or system that describes the methodologies or requirements that we need to implement so our HSE is implemented effectively, and we make sure that our environment, people, and business are safe, or our activities are executed safely. So what are these methodologies or requirements? We already covered today. If we combine all the things that we discussed today, like policies, then procedures like JSA, JHA, risk assessment, risk management, procedures for PPEs, HSE procedures, safe work method statements, then procedures for emergencies. So all these things, procedures for monitoring, reporting, evaluation. So if we implement all of these things and combining them, so basically these things make safe system of work that ensure that our HSE is effectively implemented on the work site, and our business and everything is safe. So we covered all of our topics, today's topic. Let's conclude them. So basically HSE policy, commitment to HSE in written form. Then HSE procedure, documents that outlines the actions or steps to make sure that we achieve our goals and objectives related to HSE. Method statement specific to our job outlines the actions or steps that we take to ensure the safe execution of the job. HSE trainings, we want to increase the knowledge and skills of our workers, and also if we want to improve their behavior, so we conduct HSE trainings related to their job. Safe system of work, if we are doing all of these things, basically we are making procedures, policies, procedures, method statements. So all these things come under the safe system of work which is required to make sure that our HSE is implemented successfully. That was it for today. I hope my efforts are helping you. And thank you for your watching and supporting me. So until the next video, stay safe and healthy. So see you again soon. Until then, Allah Hafiz.